Okay, welcome back, everybody, to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we're talking about this month's Fun Fact article. Yesterday, we learned what the error message HTTP 451 was all about and why you would see it on your computer.
Yeah, luckily, I haven't seen any of that.
Me neither.
I'm a good law-abiding citizen.
Yep, I'm not going to any illegal websites. Today's fun fact is about buses. Do you often take the bus in Taipei?
Actually, I do, and I enjoy taking the bus sometimes more than the MRT.
The MRT?
It depends.
Okay.
But I think the MRT here is really nice.
It is, that's true.
I don't mind it.
Now, you were in the UK for a year or so. I'm from the UK. Do you miss those big double-decker buses with the extra floor on top?
I do. I think it's kind of fun.
I like those.
I love sitting on the top.
You get a much better view of the streets and the city around you.
And it's like a good way to kind of tour the city.
Yes, absolutely.
And you get to your destination, so you're killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah, okay, so Taiwan, we need you to be like Hong Kong and introduce these big two double-decker buses, these two-layer buses, because they're really cool. I'm not sure if they'll work with all the low bridges, though. Anyway, we're learning about buses today, so let's read through the article and find out our fun fact about them.
Reading. Fun facts. Anyone who has taken the bus in Taipei or New Taipei City knows different buses have different numbers, names, and colors. Do you know how these were decided on? A. They were picked by bus riders. B. They stand for how old each bus is. C. They represent the routes the bus follows. You're on a roll if you chose C. The bus numbers, names, and colors tell us a lot about each bus's route. Typically, buses with one or two numbers, such as 74, are one-section buses. This means that no matter which stop you get on or off, you will be charged for one journey. If a bus number has 3 digits, such as 208, then there's another system. For example, route numbers starting with 2 are two-section routes. If a bus name has 2 letters, such as BR, it means that it's an MRT shuttle bus. In the case of BR, it goes to stations on the MRT's Brown Line.
Alright, so our article first starts with anyone who has taken the bus in Taipei or New Taipei City knows different buses have different numbers, names, and colors.
Yeah, that's right. Near my house, we've got like 281, 277. There's a red number 4, a red number 56 that sometimes comes around. I used to take the 312 and the 56.
Well, there's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, I just
Confusing.
there are so many, okay, which is why our article asks the question, do you know how these were decided on? Okay, to decide on something, we've got the extra preposition on here. To decide on something means to choose one thing, usually from a list of several choices. For example, we decided on Thailand for our next vacation.
Fun. All right, so let's take a look at our choices to figure out what exactly or how did they decide this. So choice A says they were picked by bus riders. So that means that people like us, we chose the numbers for these bus routes.
Now, that wouldn't work because everybody would pick like 8s, right? That's a lucky number.
Or they would pick really easy numbers, 1, 2, 3.
True. Well, there's sense in that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, answer B is they meaning the numbers and the colours and so on, they stand for how old each bus is. So the higher the number, the older the bus, or the younger the bus. Maybe number 1 is the oldest. Who knows? To stand for something means to represent or symbolize something. For example, if you see a little letter C in a circle, okay, that stands for copyright, which you should remember from yesterday's lesson.
Yep. And then our last choice, choice C, they represent the routes the bus follows, okay? Represent here is a verb and it means to stand for something. So basically, these numbers kind of stand for what route you should go on.
Yeah, they have an extra meaning, really.
Right. For example, we can use represent in a sentence like this. The triangle on the school map represents a bathroom.
So if you see a triangle, you go, oh, okay, there's a bathroom there.
Right?
Okay, and we can also use that in the same way as stand for from answer B. Represent, stand for, basically are synonyms meaning the same thing. Okay, in that last article, we also saw the word... in the UK now we say route. I believe in the States you say route sometimes. Okay, so route, route here means the same thing, spelled R-O-U-T-E. It's a noun and it's the way of getting from one place to another. For example, the shortest route or the shortest route from here to the train station is to take Zhongshan Road.
All right, so are you ready to see your answer?
Yeah, I've got my guess. I think it might be B, actually. I think it's like, okay, well, bus number 1 is first, and every time we build a new bus, we build the next number on the list.
That actually makes sense.
I think that's how they do it in the UK.
Ah, really?
I think.
Which one is the oldest then?
Well, number 1 would be the oldest, is the first one. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at our answer. The article says you're on a roll if you chose C.
Oh, okay. So it's not age, it's about the routes or routes.
Right. Okay. So we see our shortcut for you for today. It says to be on a roll. So let's take a break and listen to the extra dialogue to find out more.
Shortcut for you.
Ugh, I'm tired.
What have you been doing? Have you been outside all day?
Yeah, I've been trying to sell chocolate cookies to raise money for my school.
Oh yeah, I have been doing that too. How many boxes of cookies have you sold?
Only 3 or 4. How about you?
I've sold 36 and counting.
Wow. You're on a roll. How come you've sold so many and I can't sell any?
Hey, using a wagon to roll my cookies around might not be such a bad idea. That means I wouldn't have to carry them.
That's not quite what I meant. To be on a roll means you're having a lot of success or good luck.
Well, even if be on a roll means 鸿运当头,屡战屡胜, I'm still going to go home and get my wagon anyway.
Hey, I'll go with you and you can give me some cookie selling advice.
To be on a roll. Okay, we learned that our shortcut for you is to be on a roll, and it just means to be, you're really lucky. You have a lucky streak, and it means you continually have good luck.
Yeah, you might say that if you're playing a game of cards or something, and you just keep winning,
or
you're on a roll.
mahjong.
Mahjong, or a sports team, if they keep winning game after game, they're on a roll. Okay. So let's look more at this. We know it's about the routes or routes of the bus, and the article says the bus numbers, names, and colours tell us a lot about each bus's route. Okay, so it's not random. It's not actually just, okay, pick a number, that goes with that one. They actually have information in those numbers. Let's learn more.
Yep, so the article says, typically, buses with 1 or 2 numbers, such as 7-4, are one-section buses. Okay? So, if you take the bus number 74, it means it's just one section. Okay? Typically, here is our vocabulary word, typically. It's an adverb, and it means usually, on average. So, for example, you can say, I typically order eggs and toast for breakfast. This is something that you do on a daily basis or on average.
Most of the time, yeah. Now, we also saw the phrase such as. We looked at such as 74. Such as is a phrase used to give an example of something you've just talked about. For example, there are many team sports such as soccer, baseball, and basketball. Okay, but a one-section bus, let's look into that a bit more.
Okay, what does that mean? Okay, when you have a section, S-E-C-T-I-O-N, it means it is a particular area that is part of a larger place. So we're thinking of like land here. You can kind of imagine it into having a pizza, and you cut your pizza into 4 parts. So one of the parts, you can think of it as one section. So that's kind of like how they are splitting this land or this area up.
Okay.
We can also say the teacher divided the class into different sections to speed up cleaning time.
Okay, it's like you guys do this,
Yep.
and so on, or you clean this corner, you clean this corner. So this one-section bus, though, it doesn't describe that the bus is just one or more sections. Like, okay, the back of the bus goes here and the front of the bus goes here.
Right.
That's not quite it. Our article is going to explain more what a one-section bus is. It says, this means that no matter which stop you get on or off, you will be charged for one journey. Okay, so I know this in Taipei. Sometimes when you get on the bus, it says pay now, and sometimes you pay when you get off. But if you take a really long journey, you might have to pay both times.
Yeah.
So this is what we're talking about here, because the verb charge, C-H-A-R-G-E, charge, means to ask for a price for an item or a service. For example, the man charged me 250 NT dollars to cut the grass in my garden.
Okay, so we talked about being charged for maybe a long journey or a short journey. So a journey, J-O-U-R-N-E-Y, it's a noun and it means the act of traveling from one place to another. So it can be something short, like from Taipei to Danshui, or it can be even long. For example, Will decided to go on a journey to explore South America.
Okay, so this is this one-section bus is when you only pay once. You swipe your card, you put the money in, you pay, 15 NT?
Yeah, okay. I think 15 NT for everyone.
For a one journey, yeah. Unless you're maybe older or student. Or because they sometimes have that special deal, don't they, with the MRT.
Yeah.
Whereas if you ride both in the same short period, you pay less for one of them because it's like a combined journey.
Now, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if that definitely used to happen.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good deal.
I thought it was great because I used to have to take the bus and the MRT to get here when I lived in Zhonghe.
Oh, right.
There you go. Okay, so more about these bus numbers and what they mean. If a bus number has 3 digits, such as 208, then there's another system. Okay, so it works differently. 2 numbers is a one-section bus. 3 digits is a different system. Here, digit, D-I-G-I-T, is any of the number symbols from 0 to 9. Okay, so there are how many digits in my PIN for the bank? 4 digits? Or is it 6?
I think we have to put
8?
6 or 8? 6 to 8, I think.
Depends if it's an international one or one you use when you go to the bank, okay? I'm not telling you how many digits are in my PIN number.
You know what I was trying to do.
To figure it out.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not having my PIN.
Right. So, for example, we see here that we learned that if you have 2 digits in the bus routes, it's one-section buses, so it's you charge ones. And then if you see 208, it's a whole different system. So no wonder sometimes I'm really confused, actually. So this helps clarify why I have to pay for the journey twice and why I have to go pay once. So the article then explains, for example, route numbers or route numbers starting with 2 are 2-section routes.
Okay, so that would mean if it's a 277, then there's 2 possible sections. If it's this like 612, there are 6, which must mean it's a really long bus, goes all over the city. Okay, we'll move on, and we find that if a bus name has 2 letters, such as BR, it means that it's an MRT shuttle bus. Okay? A shuttle bus is a bus that just goes back and forth regularly between 2 places and doesn't really make any stops. For example, the HSR in Taoyuan stops at Taoyuan, and there's a shuttle bus that takes you to Taoyuan Airport, okay? It doesn't go all around, it doesn't stop to pick up more people on the way. It just goes train station to airport, train station to airport. And you might have another one that goes like airport to hotel or hotel to beach or something like that. That is a shuttle bus.
Yeah, usually hotels offer shuttle buses to pick you up at the airport. So that's really convenient.
Very.
Next, the article then says, in the case of BR, it goes to stations on the MRT's Brown line. Oh, that makes sense.
Brown, right.
Yeah, so I guess R would be red
line and so on.
Maybe B for blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yellow or orange? What do you think of is it yellow or orange?
I think it's kind of like a yellow.
Okay.
A little bit yellow-orange. I think it's a little bit more towards yellow.
Okay, we'll say yellow line.
So I guess Y?
Yeah.
I haven't seen an O yet, so maybe it's
Y.
I
don't remember seeing a Y. I've seen the red ones.
Yeah. I take the red one sometimes.
Okay.
So I know red for sure. Blue, occasionally.
So we saw this phrase, in the case of.
So in the case of here means in the matter of. So basically, in the matter of what BR means, it just means brown, short for brown.
It's like saying in this situation, in the situation of BR.
For example, we could also use it in a sentence like this. In the case of John, the judge decided that he was innocent. So individually on his case, he thinks that John was innocent and not guilty.
Okay. Well, I hope that explains a bit about the buses in Taiwan. That might be maybe more useful for us as foreigners because the buses I find are a little harder to figure out than the MRT. It's always helpful. I've got on the wrong one and gone off in the wrong way several times in the past. So it's something I could do with learning a bit more about. But that's the end of our article, but not quite the end for us as we're going now to our For You chat question.
For You chat.
So the question is, what is your favorite way to travel? But also explain. Don't just say bus or train. I want a reason.
Yeah, for example, like me, if I'm visiting a new city, especially in Europe, I enjoy taking the bus.
Okay.
Because you can take a look at the scenery and you get a little bit of fresh air. Because sometimes I find that the metro systems there, they're a little bit
older, let's say.
There's not a lot of good air inside. So it's kind of hard to travel on there and you don't really feel good. So it's nice to have a little bit of fresh air. What about you?
I like trains, to be honest. This is me growing up in the UK. We've got a very good train network that can take you all across the country. And so I would take it to go to university and back. I took a lot of train trips to see friends in different parts of the country. And they're fairly comfortable. The tickets were cheap because I had a student card. And there was a lot of time I could just write or read or kind of relax. But there's also the scenery out of the window to look at. You can go and get some food or a snack, or they bring the food cart down to you. I've always liked traveling on the train. It's just a pleasant experience. I would love one day to do one of those crazy train trips across Canada or across Europe, like in the old days when they used to take the Orient Express from London to Turkey or something like that.
That'd be really fun.
That'd be great.
You should definitely plan it.
Sleeping on the train and that kind of thing, getting off at the major stops.
And I think the Orient Express or something similar to that still exists today.
I'm sure it does, yeah.
We can definitely take a look into
Something I would love to do one day. But that's all the time we have. Thanks for listening, everyone. For English for You, I'm Pat.
And I'm Tiffany.
Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fun facts. Anyone who has taken the bus in Taipei or New Taipei City knows different buses have different numbers, names, and colors. Do you know how these were decided on? A. They were picked by bus riders. B. They stand for how old each bus is. C. They represent the routes the bus follows. You're on a roll if you chose C. The bus numbers, names, and colors tell us a lot about each bus's route. Typically, buses with 1 or 2 numbers, such as 74, are one-section buses. This means that no matter which stop you get on or off, you will be charged for one journey. If a bus number has 3 digits, such as 208, then there's another system. For example, route numbers starting with 2 are 2-section routes. If a bus name has 2 letters, such as BR, It means that it's an MRT shuttle bus. In the case of BR, it goes to stations on the MRT's Brown Line.
Vocabulary Review.
Represent. The feathers on the chief's hat represent the good things he's done and the battles he's won. Typically. Typically, tigers live alone and walk all day over a large area in search of food. Section. This section of the department store sells men's shoes and clothing. Charge. The restaurant accidentally charged my credit card twice for the meal I had there. Journey. Our journey begins in Los Angeles and will take us to New York City.